Hello everybody, my name is Jimmy Smith and welcome to another Grape Varieties. This is on Pinotage. This is our intermediate version. So this is ideal for those of you that are studying your WSET level 2 or equivalent. If you require more information about the history of this grape, the etymology of it, things to do with viticulture, vinification, and so on, please check out our advanced version, which is ideal for level 3 WSET and above. So, without further ado, it is a grape variety that has nearly only around 100 years of history, so it's a very new grape variety for us. It was created in South Africa in the 1920s by a guy called Abraham Isaac Perrault. And he actually created this grape variety by crossing it with two parent varieties, which we'll look at in a second. So it is purely South African, and it pretty much is the country that only produces it to this day. It was developed really with the two parent varieties in mind to try and create a variety which would be much more suitable and adaptable to the very warm and dry conditions of a lot of the Western Cape's hinterlands. So it was really a grape of modernization to think about the future. It is a Pinot Noir and Cinsault cross. Pinot Noir from Burgundy in France. Cinsault found mainly in the south of France, crossing these two varieties. And by the way, Cinsault was called, mistakenly called Hermitage in the early 20th century in South Africa. So they crossed these two together to produce what was called Pinotage. So the Pinot part comes from Pinot Noir and the Age comes from the Hermitage part of the name. So it is today grown throughout the Western Cape. It accounts for about 7.5% of South Africa's total grape production for wine. And it is found in a number of places like Stellenbosch and Paarl and the Swartland and so on. It has variable characteristics depending on the amount of volume that is produced from it. But normally we look at somewhere around sort of medium tannins, depending on the production, depending on the oak as well. But normally some good high acidities, which is what Pinot Noir is quite famous for. So some good freshness behind it as well. It can be found as a single varietal. There are brilliant producers such as Cannon Cop, for instance, which have been always the trailblazer, producing very high-end Pinotage for many years, since sort of 60, 70 years now. But it is also found in Cape blends as well. So often found blended with Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Shiraz. And these are normally quite affordable. And quite high in production, quite big volumes made from them. Also, the Pinotage does have a few interesting traits. Often there is quite a distinctive note of nail polish remover, that acetone characteristic, which can be a little bit off-putting for some people. Certain producers in South Africa have found that actually maturing their wine in heavily toasted barrels will create a more kind of coffeed chocolate mocha characteristic, which kind of mitigates those often unwanted acetone characteristics. So this has created quite a broad sweep of styles, which we call kind of the coffee or coffee chocolate styles. There are quite a few examples of these. A little bit like putting makeup on, or and kind of covering over the blemishes, but it has created a style which some people very much like. Now, you really don't need to know much at the level 2. It is, of course, from South Africa. It is from the Western Cape, so that is Cape Town, Stellenbosch, Hermanus, all those kind of areas. And it's found in Cape blends, the most famously for the level 2 certificate, but there are, of course, others like single varietals as well. So what is it like? So because of its parentage, Pinot Noir and Cinsault, it is dominated by red fruits, which, because this is quite a warm climate, can be quite sweet and can be quite jammy. They can be a little bit virgin on black fruit sometimes as well, depending on the quality. So cherries, raspberries, strawberry characteristics are quite common. Maybe oak in the background, you may see there. Licorice can be found as well as coffee in this bottom right-hand corner, chocolate, depending on the oak, and smoke is quite common as well, a smoky, spicy character. And here, this big lump of charcoal is to sort of depict the kind of tarry character, or linked to the kind of acetone character, which is possible with some pinotages. So they're normally made in a dry style. The acidities can be variable up towards high, and the tannins are normally kind of quite medium with Pinotage. Okay, so that really is our intermediate look at the Pinotage grape variety. Not much more you need to know. If you do require more information, please check out our advanced version. So I've been Jimmy Smith at Wine with Jimmy. Thank you so much for your time. Please do get in touch for any comments or questions, or please comment in the comments section in the YouTube video below. Otherwise, at West London Wine, at South London Wine, at Streatham Winehouse, all bid you farewell. So please get in touch and come and see us for a class or a glass when you're in London next. Thank you so much for your time. Goodbye.